Hey, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. Um, so anyway, this isn't gonna be the longest of the longest live streams. But here's some things I want to point out to people. They want to sit there and they want to claim people, like, oh, I owe people apologies. It would take an 8-hour live stream for me to apologize to everybody that I did stuff to. At the same time, they'll still leave comments like Alley Cat's comment. Oh, you claim all this was done to you, but you show no proof. Okay. Listen, freak of nature. I don't know how much more proof you think you need. Okay. All right. But I am going to point out the proof of somebody who harassed Annette and still is such a effing bitch. They still have that up there. Okay. Jules, you fucking loser. How many times are you going to sit there and keep that fucking that live stream up where you're sitting there pretending that that's Annette in there talking about being hooked on meth? You think, so these people think that that shit's okay. You do? Do you? Do you? Do you? And then when we show proof, right? They go, SG's digging back through things. Do you want proof or not? I mean, my God. And just because if certain people, like, okay, for instance, you be all leaving fucking comments on my channel, right? On my videos. Does that mean that we're besties? Does that mean that we're friends? Does it? No, it doesn't. What would you think I'd need to apologize to you for? BP, what would you think I'd need to apologize to you for? Bama, I don't know you, but unless you know exactly what went on, don't you tell me that I can't be concerned about a woman who wreaked complete havoc in this community and then think she's going to come back and then what, blame somebody else the next time? No, she shouldn't be coming back at all on social media. Okay. 19 people. Let's get a hello. Let's get a hello. I mean, chosen one community. Detroit Dead. Sorry, not Detroit Dead. D City TV. They were in here. And that certainly don't mean buddy buddies with people. It doesn't. It doesn't. What it means is that I give people enough rope to fucking hang themselves. That's what it means. Because we don't get to go in anywhere and defend ourselves, right? Really. In fact, some douchebag like Jersey with Jules is going to keep up some fucking live stream trying to imply something about it that isn't true. I don't appreciate it. Bowles doesn't get to fucking attack people. No, no, she doesn't. She doesn't get to take her pills when she wants to be more violent. She doesn't get to do any of that. Nope. Sorry, ain't happening. It seems to be all the people who are the most distasteful in this community. I don't think that's Nat Nat. Is that Nat Nat? I can't tell if you're modded or not. Okay, it's not. Like, honest to God, there's not, I mean, even though there's like, hi, Chelsea, even though, it's actually, um, logical, concern that somebody like Nitty is over there fucking talking all sexual and laughing like he's possessed. I'm doing good. How are you? But because they're more concerned about me, they wouldn't be concerned about little kid. Travel girl Lou, you think you're gonna fucking actually be the culprit of somebody who went through someone's kid's Facebook and hi Mandy actually was behind the whole, Bob's kids beat tobacco. And you think you're gonna sit there, watch me and my daughter, hi just me, watch me and my daughter get harassed for something that we didn't do. And then say you're loving that they're all coming at me. I'm not taking the rap for what you did and traded. And then, you sent it on to Sharon and Sharon put the video out. She clearly states it. She clearly says it. My daughter isn't pregnant because, yeah, I don't know where you'd be getting her address from unless you stalked somebody, but she's not pregnant. So, yeah. I think I might have just blocked just me by accident. No, no, it was Maxine Lapidus. Thank you. Um, yeah. Show what proof? What proof is it you'd like to see, Alley Cat? Tell me specifically the proof you need, and I'll show it to you. Tell me what it is you need, Alley Cat, and I'll show it to you. Tell me the proof you want. I didn't block just me, but I'm sorry. I blocked Maxine. Hi, just me. Hi, Chelsea. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Alley Cat. Alley Cat, tell me the proof you'd like. Why does it take them so long to type? Is it just me? I mean, what proof, Alley Cat? See? Hi, Holden. I don't know. Isn't her Sharon? Isn't Sharon's channel up? I have no clue. I wasn't on YouTube yesterday, and I'm wondering what Alley Cat. What proof Alley Cat wants. Why does it take somebody so long to type, man? Why can't Alley Cat fucking type? Hi, Levi. Hi, Hidden Blessings. Yeah, and we don't do that here. Like, if people want to go to one channel and then be at this channel, unless it's like, bashing the shit out of us or something. I mean, we believe that people are adults and they can separate their feelings and, know right from wrong. But I still want to know what Alley Cat wants me to show proof about. See what I'm saying? I need to be politicized for being me. That doesn't even make sense. Wow, how many Maxi Lapidus fucking channels are there? I need to be politicized for being me. That doesn't even make sense. Show poor, shut up. Wow, you're just making yourself look worse and worse, Alley Cat. Show poor, shut up. That don't even make sense, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, see? Show poor, shut up. Show proof or shut up. Come on, all right. Can you tell me what I need to show proof of? I mean, I think that you're showing the proof. Right here. Would you tell me what the proof is I need to show? What would you like proof of, Alley Cat? The term is actually put up or shut up, by the way, Alley Cat. I know, right? Hidden blessings? Don't block this person. Let's just see what their proof is they want. I don't even know. Yeah, proof of what? Like proof of life? Proof of what? Hi, Nacho Girl. Yeah, proof of what? I thought she put a video up 41 minutes ago on her other channel. Spilling tea. Why can't they say proof of what? Why do they type so slow? No, no, it's okay, Nacho. We're adults here. We're off. We're fine. I mean, you know, proof about Amy. What about Amy? What about Amy? Proof about Amy? What about her? I don't know her. What proof do you want about Amy? I don't know her. How can I prove anything about her? What about Amy? What are you talking about? That I said that she was pretty and looked like my daughter first, or that I was interested in saltwater crocodiles? What kind of proof would you like? I know, man. What are they fucking talking about, man? Hey, just say what you want, man. I'm a low-life, miserable, demonic person. Show proof. I've said many times I don't really know these people, so it's hard for me to be like angry and go after anything other than like something that's visible, like tattoos or funny eyebrow. I mean, because it's like, you know, I had a friend who was a bouncer, and he would say, he was 6'7", 325 pounds. He'd be like, people just automatically wanna, I don't even know who they're talking about. Not to go. Neither have I. I can't. How about Amy showing some proof that I'm obsessed with bestiality? I don't even know. I'm not sure, girl. It seems like this is such a wasted effort of Alley Cat. The only thing I've ever said to Aussie Amy was she looked like my daughter at some point. I mean, I tried being nice to that lady. I don't know her really. I don't know much about her. She came in here one time. She was funny. Hi, Nana. Yeah, I don't even get it, man. Is that even the same alley cat that was around like years ago? I don't know why she would have a problem with me. Yeah, why are we supposed to know? I don't even understand this. Um, she was able to track down Phoebe Friday in the bush. I really don't know. That's what I'm saying, man. These people want to fight with me over stuff, and we're all sitting here clueless. Well, she has posted just me. Nothing nice about me other than that I'm obsessed with. I don't think people with BRCA gene are evil. But your buddy there who did test positive seems to think that it's a lie that me and my daughter didn't test positive for the BRCA gene. Her buddy Christine seems to think I was faking cancer, or that it's so hard to believe that two people can test negative for it. Is that a problem? Why is Christine F even angry with me? I've never had any interactions with her other than her being angry with me. What do you mean? Because there's so much against me. No, it's just people trying to, because they're cyber bullies. They're cyber predators. They're unalive trolls. They're cancer bullies. That's all. I can't. That's what it is. I'm not evil. Why is it okay they can call me evil? Do you think I really think people with brackaging are evil? But why the fuck is this lady telling me that we're lying? Wishing Christine dead. I don't care if she lives or dies. I don't know the woman. Why does she know every local business around me? Why is she stalking me? Why do they call me Tracy? I mean, why? What I said about Amy wishing Christine dead, that doesn't even make sense. I do what well to myself? What are you talking about, Alley Cat? Exactly what did I do to you? How about you show proof? I mean, I saw the proof about, well, then I guess people who test brackaging with are evil. I mean, of course I don't mean that, but I don't understand why I'm a liar if I said I tested negative for it, or that I was supposed to be lying about cancer. Yeah, why don't you make a clear statement that can be understood? You're the one that was in Jules when she first started. Bye, natural girl. I mean, opinions on people. Natural girl, before you leave, hopefully you're not gone yet. Let me ask your opinion, since you're not a regular here. Let me ask your opinion. And others, people who are here all the time, and just let me just ask your opinion. Do you think instead of letting Alley Cat have the time, what's a sexual predator from me? What are you talking about, weirdo? All right. At this point now, do you guys think instead of letting people like that have enough rope to hang themselves, do you think I should just automatically block them or give them enough rope to make no sense and hang themselves? She's not making any sense. No, I'm not a disgrace to survivors. Do you think giving people enough rope to hang themselves is a good idea? And then, or blocking people right away? Three strikes? I mean, she's kind of like digging a hole, right? Um, I didn't say anything about Amy and Christine until, I mean, what do you want from me, Alley Cat? I'm human. What do you think? I'm a pussy? You think I'm gonna let people who don't even know me sit there and talk shit about me? All right, then. I'm gonna take Levi's answer there. She got enough rope. She hung herself. All right, vote her off the island. I'm taking Levi's answer there. I mean, it's like she's just spinning her wheel. You mean leave her on, take her off? I don't know, man. I only came back. I mean, I only came live to talk about fucking Jules leaving that fucking live stream up. Um, Pretending to be having a conversation with a net, acting like she's on fucking meth. I didn't care for that. I did not care for that. You know. Like, Jules, you know better. Why are you so fucking evil? Why are you so mean, Jules? Seriously. You didn't go through no fucking delusion. You didn't go through nothing. You know exactly what you do, Jules. Take that fucking live stream down. Trying to smear one woman's name. Yeah, I blocked her. Wasting my time is right. Hi, Chicken Winner. How you doing? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, man. My point is like, I think fucking um no, we weren't getting anywhere. No, we weren't getting anywhere. You're right, Nacho Girl. It's upsetting, you know. Yeah, just trying to start shit. Yeah, man. It's like fuck. Like it is all like just fucking God. How who raised these people? Like she just wanted me to keep like. Thank you, Nacho Girl. Thank you. Well, you're a nice person, Chicken Winner. Don't have to be a pussy to be nice, right? None of us do. I mean, these people want to just say and do whatever they do, and and you know, Jules knows right from wrong. Keeping up a live stream, trying to um imply that that's net and having a conversation. I mean, come on, Jules. It's just not right. It's just not right. And and I appreciate that nobody asked her video down. So I think she took it down just because she wanted to. It's her prerogative. I mean, it's her prerogative. Um, I really didn't watch it. Like I took a little break. I did look at Nitty's video where the one that he made while we were live the other morning, and I appreciated every one of you guys who was here to say what you want to say to people who normally, you know, I think that giving the opportunity um, to confront these people, I know it's not face to face, but sometimes confronting somebody, it just shows like how weak their argument is, how weak it is. Their argument is so weak. Like, it's a constant with Nitty with the pull up on me, but doesn't want to put his address out there because he gets mad if somebody docks him. Well, yeah, of course. We really don't want your address, Nitty. We have no intention of pulling up on you. It's really not our intent. We're not about to fight with some guy we don't even really know, other than the fact that we do all feel, in my opinion, maybe not everybody, that there are some issues going on there. You know? I mean, to be quite honest, though, I don't trust the system with kids. So, any way you look at it, it's almost like they're in a bad situation. I didn't care for what he said in his last video where he was talking about some snow bunny. He's going to get some young snow bunny and get her pregnant. I mean, in my opinion, I think that most women, if they know they can't take care of a kid, in my opinion, they're not going to be like, okay, yeah, and they know how you are, Nitty. They're not going to be sitting there going, oh, let's have a baby. They're not. They're not. In my opinion, that's something you're doing, in my opinion, without their consent. Just in my opinion. I don't care for the phrase tender when speaking of women. You're going to go out and find yourself a tender young. That just is creepy. There's so many creepy things about Nitty, in my opinion. Just creepy. Alley Cat left a comment in my comment section saying, I never show proof, which they all say. We all know there's proof. Proof of what? I mean, they should be more specific. They want me to show proof of things that never happened. I mean, um, I don't understand it myself. I do find it weird, though, that Tiffany M sat in Mary Mary's having a conversation with a clone of my 70-year-old sister, speaking in ways my sister does not. She doesn't partake in this. But how odd, TM, that you're in a live stream of Mary Mary's yucking it up with laughing, crying emojis about sexual stuff my sister is saying. Now, have I ever done that to you, TM? Nope, I haven't. Why the fuck are you sitting there acting like you don't know that's my sister? Why are you still harassing me, TM? You know fully well you're sitting there. We all know what's up. Doxes people all the time. Mary, nobody went after you except your buddies. Your buddies are the ones who were going after you. The buddies that you have now are the ones who were going after you when you were being kind in this live stream. When you stop being kind to people from this channel or our NetNet's channel, that's when you started getting a bunch of support from people who are just plain derogatory people. They're just bad people. They're, in my opinion. I mean, but that's your choice. You can if that's what you want to do, you can do that. If that's how you want to be, you can be that way. You know, it is. It's not becoming silly. It was silly in the first place. In blessings, it's silly in the first place. It was silly in the first. Not even silly. It was just in poor taste. They want to keep going on about what I said about, baubles. In my opinion, if somebody is gonna like possibly, harm themselves due to social media, I don't think they should come back at all. I mean, that's my thought. Um, who else next will she be blaming? I don't care to be blamed for somebody's bad behavior. Her behavior was her behavior. Traveler Girl Lou wants to be defending somebody who reared somebody that was emulating a person who possibly killed some of her relatives during World War II. Right, Traveler Girl Lou? Who did Chicken Winner? Oh, no, she's not driving it. She just sits in the passenger seat and thinks that that means that she's, working. I think it's just because the guy doesn't want to leave her behind with his mother, in my opinion. In my opinion, I think that Mary is a violent drunk. It's in my opinion. There's been so much proof put out there that, it's incredible. Bottom line is the last time that Mary was in here, she was up on the panel and she said she was pregnant. Then she dropped down. I mean, then, Jersey with Jules comes in here that night, totally fucking being rude to me. Like, wouldn't respond to anything I was saying to her. Um, what was a joke for a couple of weeks. Thing is they sit there and they dox people in their live streams. Like literally dox people in their live streams, and they don't have the fucking, the mindset to fucking be, to mod people that would get rid of doxing people or rid of clones of, people's family members. They have mods in there that are getting rid of good people, just trying to say, hey, that's an ad or that's this or that, and they block them. Every bit of proof of what type of people these people are is there. It's there. It's right there. I mean, It's there. There's no more need to continue the proof. Um, but Chelsea, and we understand that, right? We understand that. But they don't seem to. They haven't quite canceled out the people they see. They can't just agree to disagree. They have to have an all out war, and say derogatory and lying things and threaten people and just be derogatory. And I just don't understand why people can't just live and let live. Now, Obama says, oh, you said live and let live. Now you're saying Bobbles needs to come back with this, Bobbles needs to come back with that. What I'm saying is she blamed and others blamed innocent people for Bobbles' actions. Bobbles needs to take responsibility for her own actions and not fucking do them. Nobody did anything to Bobbles. That Bobbles didn't come into the scene and brag about what a tough woman she is, and she's gonna dish it out to people and she's gonna take it in. And she doesn't fight fair. Gloves off with Bobbles. Well, if she doesn't fight fair, then that means she lies. And I'm not about to sit there having to, you know, um, you know what I watched on? Do you have Netflix, Chicken Winner? You have Netflix? I hear you, Chicken Winner. If you have Netflix, I don't know if you're doing that. Oh, you don't? Do you watch YouTube movies for free? That's a really good YouTube movie for free. It's got well, my favorite, Aiden Quinn, whom I just love. Um, let me look it up for you. Don't leave yet. Hold on, let me look it up. If you're looking for like a feel good movie, like I just liked it because it was a different kind of movie. Like it was a feel good movie, but I just really liked it. Let me find it for you, if you don't mind. I shared the link. It's called If I Were You. It's a free movie. I don't know what tornado cakes are either. It's called If I Were You. It's pretty good. It's like comedy. It is comedy and but I like this the way it like turns out. I don't want to like um tell you the ending, but I will tell you that Aiden Quinn is in it. Bye, Chicken Winner. It's a good movie. Watch it when you get a chance. Now, if anybody has Netflix, recently I watched it's called Boo Bitch. It's a just a short Netflix series. Only had the one season. Which I also liked. I liked it. I just thought, it wasn't like, I liked it. I also liked the Tyler Henry thing on Netflix. Um, okay, Chicken Winner. Oh, okay. I won't tell you. I will tell you Aiden Quinn was in it. Aiden Quinn. Yeah, like I love Aiden Quinn. I just love Aiden Quinn. Maybe just because of the era that I grew up in. I just think that he just like he seems like he'd be so nice in real life. Definitely watch a Chicken Winner. It's such a good movie. Hi, Just John. It really is. It's such a good movie. It is such a good movie. That's what the link was that I dropped, just in case anybody's wondering. It's to a movie called If I Were You, and it's a romantic comedy. Um, it's free on YouTube, and definitely has a different I don't know. I thought it was a different type of movie. There was another one I watched was called A Good Marriage or The Good Marriage. It's a Stephen King one. Um, that's a good one. I like that one. That was also a different type of topic. I really do wish they could stop and just start talking about stuff on their live streams, and in their stuff that is not so derogatory about, others. It's the fact of the derogatoriness and the lies and the slander, and it's just like, dang man, can't they just talk about, you know, anything else. And even if they're talking about something else, a lot of times I've noticed in the chat room is just being fucking disgusting in some of these live streams. And when you've got a mod like What's Limp, I mean, he'd be fucking slamming people. And that evil, evil, evil laughter of fucking Nitty is just, he seems like he needs to get some fucking psychological help, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. I mean, right, Chelsea? It's like just a repeat over and over and over. It's like, yeah, man, ain't there nothing else going on that they could talk about? I mean, like Nitty, if it's not me, if it's not Sharon, if it's not Maddie, he's still just trying to pretend that we're all racist. And no, no, not racist. Not racist. Do you guys know what the art of racing in the rain is? You guys ever heard of it? The art of racing in the rain? It's a book that is told, the story is told from the eyes of the dog. It's told from the eyes of the dog. The dog is a golden retriever named Enzo. And it starts. Hi, welcome back, Levi. It starts at the end. Okay. I've read it before on live streams. I love the book. I'm going to read the first chapter. Gesture. Now remember, it's the dog talking. It's the dog talking. Gestures are all that I have. Sometimes they must be grand in nature. And while I occasionally step over the line and into the world of the melodramatic, it is what I must do in order to communicate clearly and effectively, in order to make my point understood without question. I have no words I can rely on because, much to my dismay, my tongue was designed long and flat and loose, and therefore it is a horribly ineffective tool for pushing food around my mouth while chewing. Maybe that's why dogs swallow their food so fast, because their tongue is an ineffective tool for chewing. It's even a less effective tool for making clever and complicated polysyllabic sounds that can be linked together to form sentences. And that's why I'm here now, waiting for Denny to come home. He should be here soon, lying on the cool tiles of the kitchen floor in a puddle of my own urine. Remember, this is told from the eyes of the dog. I'm old, and while I'm very capable of getting older, that's not the way I want to go out. Shot full of pain medication and steroids to reduce the swelling of my joints. Vision fogged with cataracts. Puffy, plasticky packages of doggy depends stocked in the pantry. I'm sure Denny would get me one of those little wagons I've seen on the streets, the ones that cradle the hind quarters so a dog can drag his ass behind him when things start to fail. That's humiliating and degrading. I'm not sure if it's worse than dressing up a dog for Halloween, but it's close. He would do it out of love, of course. I'm sure he would keep me alive as long as he possibly could, my body deteriorating, disintegrating around me, dissolving until there's nothing left but my brain floating in a glass jar filled with clear liquid and tubes feeding what remain, and my eyeballs drifting at the surface. But I don't want to be kept alive because I know what's next. I've seen it on TV, a documentary. It's a documentary I saw about Mongolia, of all places. It was the best thing I've ever seen on television, other than the 1993 Grand Prix of Europe, of course, the greatest automobile race of all time, in which Ayrton Senna, that's why I have my tattoo is A Senna for Ayrton Senna, proved himself to be a genius in the rain. After the 1993 Grand Prix, the best thing I've seen on TV is a documentary that explained everything to me, made it all clear, told the whole truth. When a dog is finished living his lifetimes as a dog, his next incarnation will be as a man. I've always felt almost human. I've always known that there's something about me that's different than other dogs. Sure, I'm stuffed into a dog's body, but that's just the shell. It's what's inside that's important, the soul, and my soul is very human. I am ready to become a man now, though I realize I will lose all that I have been, all of my memories, all of my experiences. I would like to take them with me into my next life. There is so much, really, Levi. There is so much I have gone through with the Swift family, but I have little say in the matter. What can I do but force myself to remember? Try to imprint what I know on my soul, a thing that has no surface, no sides, no pages, no form of any kind. Carry it so deeply in the pockets of my existence that when I open my eyes and look down at my new hands with their thumbs that are able to close tightly around their fingers, I will already know. I will already see. Is this boring, you guys? Is it okay? Yeah, it's kind of like that, Levi. This might, you know, probably be, it's an emotional story. The pain, I think, is for you, you know, knowing that they're going to make you sad by going, but the door opens and I hear him with his familiar cry, Yo, Zoe. Usually I can't help but put aside my pain and hoist myself to my feet, wag my tail, sling my tongue around, and shove my face into his crotch. It takes human-like willpower to hold back on this particular occasion. But I do. I hold back. I don't get up. I'm acting. Enzo? I hear his footsteps, the concern in his voice. He finds me and looks down. I lift my head, wag my tail feebly so it taps against the floor. I play the part. He shakes his head and runs his hand through his hair, sits down the plastic bag from the grocery that has his dinner in it. I can smell roast chicken through the plastic. Tonight, he's having roast chicken and an iceberg salad. Oh, Enzo, he says. He reaches down to me, touches my head like he does, and I lift my head and lick at his forearm. What happened, kid? He asks. Gestures can't explain. Can you get up? I try, and I scramble. My heart takes off, lunges ahead because no, I can't. I panic. I thought I was just acting, but I really can't get up. Shit. Life imitating art. Take it easy, kid, he says, pressing down on my chest to calm me. I've got you. He lifts me easily. He cradles me, and I can smell the day on him. I can smell everything he's done. His work, the auto shop where he's behind the counter all day, standing, making nice with the customers who yell at him because their BMWs don't work right and it costs too much to fix them, and that makes them mad, so they have to yell at someone. I could smell his lunch. He went to the Indian buffet he likes, all you can eat, it's cheap, and sometimes he takes a container with him and steals extra portions of the tandoori chicken and yellow rice and has it for dinner too. I can smell beer. He stopped somewhere. The Mexican restaurant up the hill. I can smell the tortilla chips on his breath. Now it makes sense. Usually, I'm excellent with elapsed time, but I wasn't paying attention because of my emoting. He places me gently in the tub and turns on the handheld shower thing and says, Easy, Enzo. He says, Sorry I was late. I should have come straight home, but the guys from work insisted. I told Craig I was quitting, and he trails off, and I realize that he thinks my accident was because he was late. Oh no, that's not how it was meant. It's so hard to communicate because there are so many moving parts. There's presentation and there's interpretation, and they're so dependent on each other. It makes things very difficult. I didn't want him to feel bad about this. I wanted him to see the obvious, that it's okay for him to let me go. He's been going through so much and he's finally through it. He needs to not have me around to worry about anymore. He needs me to free him to be brilliant. He is so brilliant. He shines. He's beautiful with his hands that grab things and his tongue that says things and the way he stands and chews his food for so long. I will miss him and little Zoe, and I know they will miss me, but I can't let sentimentality cloud my grand plan. After this happens, Denny will be free to live his life, and I will return to Earth in a new form as a man. And I will find him and shake his hand and comment on how talented he is. And then I will wink at him and say, Enzo says hello, and turn and walk quickly away as he calls after me. Do I know you? He will call. Have we met before? After the bath, he cleans the kitchen floor while I watch. He gives me my food, which I eat too quickly again, and sets me up in front of the TV while he prepares his dinner. How about a tape, he says. Yes, a tape, I reply, but of course he doesn't hear me. He puts in a video from one of his races and he turns it on and we watch. It's one of my favorites. The racetrack is dry for the pace lap, and then just after the green flag is waved, indicating the start of the race, there is a wall of rain. Hey, Rickster. A torrential downpour that engulfs the track, and all the cars around him spin out of control into the fields, and he drives through them as if the rain didn't fall on him, like he had a magic spell that cleared water from his path, just like the 1993 Grand Prix of Europe when Senna passed four cars on the opening lap, four of the best championship drivers in their championship cars, Schumacher, Wendlinger, Hill, Proust, and he passed them all like he had a magic spell. Denny is as good as Ayrton Senna, but no one sees him because he has responsibilities. He has his daughter Zoe, and he had his wife Eve, who was sick until she died. And he has me. And he lives in Seattle when he should live somewhere else. And he has a job. But sometimes when he goes away and he comes back with a trophy, he shows it to me and tells me all about his races and how he shone on the track and taught those other drivers in Sonoma or Texas or mid Ohio what driving in wet weather is really all about. When the tape is over, he says, "Let's go out." And I struggle to get up. He lifts my butt into the air and centers my weight over my legs, and then I'm okay. To show him, I rub my muzzle against his thigh. There's my Enzo. We leave our apartment. The night is sharp, cool, breezy, and clear. We only go down the block and back because my hips hurt so much, and Denny sees. Denny knows. When we get back, he gives me my bedtime cookies, and I curl into my bed on the floor next to his. He picks up the phone and dials. Mike, he says. Mike is Denny's friend from the shop where they both work behind the counter. Customer relations, they call it. Mike's a little guy with friendly hands that are pink and always washed clean of smell. Mike, can you cover for me tomorrow? I have to take Enzo to the vet again. We've been going to the vet a lot recently to get different medicines that are supposed to help me more, make me more comfortable, but they don't really. And since they don't, and considering all that went on yesterday, I've set the master plan in motion. Then he stops talking for a minute, and when he starts again, his voice doesn't sound like his voice. It's rough, like when he has a cold or allergies. I don't know, he says. I'm not sure it's a round trip visit. Wow, mixture, that's interesting. In the rain? I may not be able to form words, but I understand them. And I'm surprised by what he said, even though I set it up. For a moment, I'm surprised my plan is working. It is the best thing for all involved. I know. It's the right thing for Denny to do. He's done so much for me my whole life. I owe him the gift of setting him free, letting him ascend. We had a good run, and now it's over. What's wrong with that? I close my eyes and listen vaguely in the half sleep as he does the things he does before he sleeps each night, brushing and squirting and splashing. So many things. People and their rituals. They cling they cling to things so hard sometimes. That's the end of that chapter. I don't know if anybody's ever had a dog and you've had to put it down before. And this story is told from the eyes of the dog. It'll make you think differently about your dog. Not that anybody thinks badly of their dog, but you just gotta wonder, you know? I always forget that this book is written by a person. I constantly still think, like it's from the dog. I don't know if you guys want me to continue. It's up to you guys. Ayrton Senna was a master at the art of racing in the rain. Chapter 2. Now we go back. Now we're going to go to where he's a puppy. Thank you, Rickster. He picked me out of a pile of puppies, a tangled, rolling mass of paws and ears and tails, behind a barn in a smelly field near a town in East Washington. I don't remember much about where I came from, but I remember my mother. A lab, and all my litter mates, and we would chase her down from across the yard. Honestly, our mother didn't seem to like us much, and she was fairly indifferent to whether we ate or starved. She seemed relieved whenever one of us left. I never knew my father. Thank you, Rickster. The people on the farm told Denny that he was a shepherd poodle mix, but I don't believe it. I never saw a dog that looked like that on the farm. And while the lady was nice, the alpha man was a mean bastard who would look you in the eyes and lie, even if telling the truth would serve him better. He expounded at length on the relative intelligence of dog breeds. He believed that shepherds and poodles were the smart ones and therefore would be more desirable and more valuable. All a bunch of junk. Everyone knows that shepherds and poodles aren't especially smart. They're responders and reactors, not independent thinkers. Especially the blue-eyed sheepdogs from down under that people make such a fuss over when they catch a frisbee. Sure, they're clever and quick, but they don't think outside the box. They're all about convention. I'm sure my father was a terrier because terriers are problem solvers. They'll do what you tell them, but only if it happens to be in line with what they wanted to do anyway. There was a terrier like that on the farm, an Airedale, big and brown, black and tough. No one messed with him. He didn't stay with us in the gated field behind the house. He stayed in the barn down the hill. I remember the heat on the day I left the farm. Every day was hot. And I thought the world was just a hot place because I never knew what cold was about. I had never seen rain, didn't know much about water. Water was the stuff in the buckets that the older dogs drank, and it was the stuff that Alpha Man sprayed out of the hose and into the dogs of the faces who might want to pick a fight. But the day Denny arrived was exceptionally hot. My litter mates and I were tussling around like we always did, and a hand reached into the pile, found my scruff, and suddenly I was dangling high in the air. This one, a man said. It was my first glimpse of the rest of my life. He was slender with long and lean muscles. Not a large man, but assertive. He had keen, icy blue eyes, choppy, short hair, scruffy beard. The pick of the litter, the lady said. She was nice. I always liked it when she cuddled us in her lap. The sweetest, the best. We were thinking of keeping him. the alpha man said, stepping up with his big boots caked with mud. That was the line he always used. Hell, I was a pup only a dozen weeks old, and I'd already heard that line a bunch of times. He used it to get more money. Will you let him go? For a price, the man said. For a price. They're short chapters. Whenever you want me to stop, I'll stop. If you want me to keep going, I'll keep going. Chapter 3. Very gently, like there are eggshells on your pedals, Denny always says, and you don't want to break them. That's how you drive in the rain. When we were watching videos together, which we've done since the very first day I met him, he explains these things to me. To me. Balance, anticipation, patience. These are all vital. Peripheral vision, seeing things that you've never seen before. Kinesthetic sensation, driving by the seat of your pants. But what I've always liked best is when he talks about having no memory. No memory of things he'd done just a second before, good or bad, because memory is time folding back on itself. To remember is to disengage from the present. In order to reach any kind of success in automobile racing, a driver must never remember. Which is why drivers compulsively record their every move, their every race, with cockpit cameras, in-car video, data mapping. A driver cannot be a witness to his own greatness. This is what Denny says. He says racing is doing. It is being a part of the moment and being aware of nothing else but that moment. Reflection must come at a later time. The great champion Julian Sabella Rosa has said, when I am racing, my mind and my body are working so quickly and so well together. I must be sure not to think, or else I will definitely make a mistake. Chapter 4. Denny moved me far from the farm in Stangle to a Seattle neighborhood called Lesky, where he lived in a little apartment he rented on Lake Washington. I didn't enjoy apartment living much, as I was used to wide open spaces, and I was very much a puppy still. We had a balcony that overlooked the lake, which gave me pleasure since I am part water dog on my mother's side. I grew quickly, and during that first year, Denny and I forged a deep fondness for each other as well as a feeling of trust, which is why I was surprised when he fell in love with Eve so quickly. He brought her home, and she was sweet smelling, like him, full of fermented drinks that made them both act funny, and they were hanging on each other like they had too many clothes between them, and they were pulling at each other, yanking hair, elbows and toes and saliva. Then they fell onto the bed. She grasped the sheets in her fists, arched her back, and cried out with joy. When he got up to splash in the bathroom, she patted my head, which hovered low to the floor. Me, still being immature at just over a year and a little bit intimidated by all the screaming, she said, "You don't mind if I love him too, do you? I won't come between you." I respected her for asking, but I knew that she would come between us, and I found her preemptive denial to be disingenuous. I tried not to act off-putting, sorry. I tried not to act off-putting because I knew how infatuated Denny was with her. But I admit I was less than embracing of her presence. And because of that, she was less than embracing of me. It's called The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein. We were both satellites orbiting Denny's sun. struggling for gravitational supremacy. Of course, she had the advantage of her tongue and her thumbs, and when I watched her kiss him sometimes, she would glance at me and wink as if to gloat. Look at my thumbs. See what they can do? Chapter 5. Monkeys have thumbs. Practically the dumbest species on the planet next to the duck-billed platypus, who make their dens underwater, even though they breathe the air. The platypus is horribly stupid, but it is only slightly dumber than a monkey. Yet, monkeys have thumbs. Those monkey thumbs were meant for dogs. Give me my thumbs, you fucking monkeys. That always cracks me up. I love the Al Pacino remake of Scarface very much, though it doesn't compare to the Godfather movies, which are excellent. Remember, this is the dog talking, but the dog watches a lot of TV. I watch too much TV. When Denny goes away in the mornings, he turns it on for me, and it's become a habit. He warned me not to watch all day, but I do. Fortunately, he knows I love cars, so he lets me watch a lot of the Speed Channel. The classic races are the best, and I especially like Formula One. I like NASCAR too, but I prefer it when they race on the road circuits. While racing is my favorite, Denny told me it was good for me to have variety in my life. So he often puts on other channels, which I enjoy very much as well. Sometimes, if I'm watching the History Channel or the Discovery Channel or PBS or even one of the kids' channels, when Zoe was little, I'd end up spending half the day trying to pry goofy jingles out of my brain. I learn about other cultures and other ways of life. Makes you kind of wonder if dogs are really like, learning while they're watching TV. Then I start thinking about my own place in the world and what makes sense and what doesn't. They talk a lot about Darwin. Pretty much every educational channel has some kind of show about evolution at some point, and it's usually really well thought out and researched. However, I don't understand why people insist on pitting the concepts of evolution and creation against each other. Why can't they see that spiritualism and science are one? That bodies evolve and souls evolve, and the universe is a fluid place that marries them both in a wonderful package called a human being. What's wrong with that idea? I have to agree. I never understood why is it so important for everyone to know all the answers. You know what I mean? What's wrong with that idea? The scientists, theorists, the scientific theorists. I don't know if I'm boring you guys, am I? I hope not. Guys still with me? The scientific theorists go on and on and on about how monkeys are the closest evolutionary relative of people, but that's speculation. Based on what? Based on the fact that certain ancient craniums have been found to be similar to that of man? What does that prove? Based on the fact that some primates walk on 2 feet? Being bipedal isn't even an advantage. Look at the human foot, full of bent toes and calcium deposits and pus draining from ingrown claws that aren't even hard enough to scratch at the earth. And yet, how I yearn for the moment my soul inhabits one of these poorly designed bipedal bodies and I, too, assume the health concerns of a man. So what if man's body evolved from the monkeys? Whether he came from monkeys or fish is unimportant. The important idea is that when the body became human enough, the first human souls slipped into it. I'll give you a theory. Thank you, Rick. I'll give you a theory. Man's closest relative is not the chimpanzee, as the TV people believe, but is, in fact, the dog. Witness my logic. I love that this dog is this smart. Just case in point number one, the dew claw. It is my opinion that the so-called dew claw, which is often snipped off a dog's foreleg at an early age, is actually evidence of a pre-emergent thumb. Further, I believe that men have systematically bred the thumb out of certain lines of dogs through an elaborate process called selective breeding, simply in order to prevent dogs from evolving into dexterous and therefore dangerous mammals. I also believe that man's continued domestication, if you care to use that silly euphemism, of dogs is motivated by fear. Fear that dogs, left to evolve on their own, would in fact develop thumbs and smaller tongues, and therefore would be superior to men, who are slow and cumbersome, standing erect as they do. This is why dogs must live under the constant supervision of people and are immediately put to death when found living on their own. This is our. Did you miss? From what Denny has told me about the government and its inner workings, it is my belief that this despicable plan was hatched in the back room of none other than the White House, probably by an evil advisor to a president of questionable moral and intellectual fortitude, and probably with the correct assessment. Unfortunately, made from a position of paranoia rather than of spiritual insight, that all dogs are progressively inclined regarding social issues. Case in point number two, the werewolf. The full moon rises. The fog clings to the lowest branches of the spruce trees. The man steps out of the darkest corner of the forest and finds himself transformed into a monkey? I think not. Thank you, Rickster. Should I keep going? I'm at chapter 6 now. Her name was Eve, and at first I resented how she changed our lives. I resented the attention Denny paid her, paid to her small hands, the way he gazed into her soft green eyes, which peered out from under stylish strands of blonde hair. Did I envy her engaging smile that eclipsed anything about her that might have been considered less than special? Perhaps I did. For she was a person, unlike me. She was well groomed, unlike me. She was everything I wasn't. I went for extended periods without a haircut or a bath, for instance. She bathed every day and had a special person do nothing else but color her hair to Denny's liking. My nails grew too long and scratched the wood floor. She frequently attended to her nails with sticks and clippers and polishes to make sure they were the proper shape and size. Her attention to every detail of her appearance was reflected in her personality as well. She was an incredible organizer, fastidious in nature, constantly making lists and jotting down notes of things to be done or gotten or assembled, frequently creating what she called honey-do lists for Denny and me, so that our weekends were filled with trips to the Home Depot or waiting in line at the disposal and recycling transfer station. I didn't like painting rooms and fixing doorknobs and washing screens, but Denny liked it, apparently, because the more she gave him to do, the more quickly he completed his task so he could collect his reward, which usually included a lot of nuzzling and stroking. Soon after she moved into our apartment, they were married in a small wedding ceremony, which I attended, along with a group of their closest friends and Eve's immediate family. Denny didn't have any brothers or sisters to invite, and he explained his parents' absence simply by saying that they didn't travel well. Eve's parents made it clear to all involved that the house in which the wedding took place, a charming little beach cottage on Whidbey Island, was owned by close friends of theirs who were not in attendance. I was allowed to participate only under strict rules. I was not to roam freely on the beach or swim in the bay, as I might track sand onto the expensive mahogany floors. I was forced to urinate and defecate in a very specific location next to the recycling containers. Upon our return from Whidbey, I noticed that Eve moved through our apartment with a greater sense of authorship and was much bolder in her actions to move or replace things, towels, linens, and even furniture. She had entered our lives and changed everything around. And yet, while I was unhappy with her intrusion, there was something about her that prevented me from mustering any real anger. I believe that thing was her swollen belly. There was something about the effort it took for her to lie down on her side to rest, having removed her shirt and undergarment. It reminded me of my own mother when she sighed and shrugged herself to the ground. While I greatly resented the attention Eve lavished on her unborn baby, in retrospect, I realized I had never given her a reason to lavish that same attention on me. Perhaps that is my regret. I loved how she was when she was pregnant, and yet I knew I could never be the source of her affection in that way, because I could never be her child. She devoted herself to the baby before it was even born. She touched it regularly through her tightly stretched skin. She sang to it and danced with it to music she played on a stereo. She learned to make it move around by drinking orange juice, which she did frequently, explaining to me that the health magazines demanded she drink the juice for folic acid. But she and I both knew she was doing it for the kick. She once asked if I wanted to know what it felt like, and I did. So she held my face against her belly after she had drunk the orange juice, and I felt it move. An elbow, I think, pushing out perversely, like something reaching out from the grave. It was hard for me to imagine exactly what was going on behind the curtain, inside Eve's magic sack where the little rabbit was being assembled. But I knew that what was inside of her was separate from her and had a will of its own and moved when it wanted to, or when prodded, and was beyond her control. I admire the female sex, the life makers. It must be amazing to have a body that can carry an entire creature inside. I mean, other than a tapeworm, which I've had, that doesn't count as another life, really. That's a parasite. It should never have been in there in the first place. The life that Eve had inside her was something she had made. She and Denny had made it together. I wished at the time that the baby would look like me. I remember the day the baby arrived. I had just reached adulthood, 2 years by calendar count. Denny was in Daytona, Florida for the drive of his career. He had spent the entire year soliciting sponsors, begging, pleading, hustling, until he got lucky and found the right person in the right hotel lobby to say, "You got balls, son. Call me tomorrow." Thus, he found his long sought sponsor dollars and was able to buy a seat in a Porsche 993 Cup car for the Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona. Endurance racing is not for the meek. Four drivers, each spending 6 hours behind the wheel of a loud, powerful, challenging, and expensive race car, is an exercise in coordination and determination. The 24 Hours of Daytona, which is broadcast on television, is as unpredictable as it is exciting. That Denny was presented with a chance to drive it in the same year that his daughter would be born was one of those coincidences that turn on interpretation. Eve was dismayed by the unfortunate timing of the events. Denny celebrated the bounty of opportunity and the feeling that he had everything he could possibly ask for. Still, the timing was off. On the day of the race, even though it was more than a week before schedule, Eve felt the contractions and called the midwives, who invaded our home and quickly took charge. Later that evening, as Denny was no doubt driving the circuit in Daytona and winning the race, Eve stood over the bed with two round ladies who helped her by holding her arms, and with a monstrous bellow that seemed to last an hour, squirted out a little bloody blob of human tissue that wiggled spastically and then cried out. The ladies helped Eve onto the bed and rested the tiny purple thing on her torso until the baby's searching mouth found Eve's nipple and began to suck. "Could I have a minute alone?" Eve said. "Of course," one of the ladies said, moving to the door. "Come with us, puppy," the other lady said to me on her way out. "No," Eve stopped them. "He can stay." I could stay. Despite myself, I felt proud to be included in Eve's inner circle. The two ladies bustled off to take care of whatever they needed to take care of. After a few minutes, my attention drifted from the baby to Eve's face, and I saw that she was crying, and I wondered why. She let her free hand dangle to the bedside, her fingers near my muzzle. I hesitated. I didn't want to presume she was beckoning me, but then her fingers wiggled and her eyes caught mine, and I knew she was calling me. I bumped her hand with my nose. She lifted her fingers to the crown of my head and scratched, still crying. "I know I told him to go," she said to me. "I know that I insisted he go. I know." Tears ran down her cheeks. "But I so wish he was here." I had no idea what to do, but I knew not to move. She needed me there. "Will you promise to always protect her?" she asked. She wasn't asking me, she was asking Denny, and I was merely his surrogate. Still, I felt the obligation. I understood that as a dog, I could never be as interactive with humanity as I truly desired. Yet, I realized at that moment I could be something else. I could provide something of need to the people around me. I could comfort Eve when Denny was away. I could protect Eve's baby. And while I would always crave more in a sense, I had found a place to begin. The next day, Denny came home from Daytona, Florida, unhappy. His mood immediately changed when he held his little girl, whom they named Zoe, not after me, but after Eve's grandmother. "Do you see my little angel, Enzo?" he asked me. Did I see her? I practically birthed her. Boring people, I can tell. Hmm. Denny skated carefully through the kitchen after he returned. Sensing that the ice was very thin, Eve's parents, Maxwell and Trish, had been in the house since Zoe was born, taking care of their daughter and their new baby granddaughter. I began calling them the twins because they looked very much alike, with the same shade of artificially colored hair, and because they always wore matching outfits, khaki pants or polyester partnered with sweaters or polo shirts. When one of them wore sunglasses, the other did too. The same with Bermuda shorts and tall socks pulled up to their knees, and because they both smelled of chemicals, plastics, and petroleum-based hair products. From the moment they arrived, the twins had been admonishing Eve for having her baby at home. They told her she was endangering her baby's welfare, and that in these modern times it was irresponsible to give birth anywhere but in the most prestigious of all hospitals with the most expensive of all doctors. Eve tried to explain to them that statistics showed exactly the opposite was true for a healthy mother, and that any signs of distress would have been recognized early by her experienced team of licensed midwives, but they refused to yield. Fortunately for Eve, Denny's arrival home meant the twins could turn their attention away from her shortcomings and focus on his. There's a lot of That's a lot of bad luck, Maxwell said to Denny as they stood in the kitchen. Maxwell was gloating. I could hear it in his voice. You get any of your money back? Trish asked. Denny was distraught, and I wasn't sure why until Mike came over later that night. And he and Denny opened their beers together. It turned out that Denny was going to take the third stint in the car. The car had been running well. Everything was going great. They were second in class, and Denny would easily assume the lead as the sunlight faded and the night driving began, until the driver who had the second stint stuffed the car into the wall on turn 6. He stuffed it when a Daytona prototype, a much faster car, was overtaking. First rule of racing: never move aside to let someone pass. Make him pass you. But the driver on Denny's team moved over and he hit the marbles, which is what they call the bits of rubber that shut off the tires that accumulate on the track next to the established racing line. He hit the marbles and the rear end snapped around and he plowed into the wall at pretty close to top speed, and the car shattered into a million little pieces. Funny, Rickson. The driver was unhurt, but the race was over for the team, and Denny, who had spent a year working for his moment to shine, found himself standing in the field, wearing the fancy race suit they had given him for the race with the sponsor patches all over it and his own special helmet that he had fitted with all sorts of radio gears, watching the opportunity of the lifetime get dragged off the track by the wrecker, strapped onto a flatbed, and driven off to salvage without his having sat in it for a single race lap. And you don't get any of your money back, Mike said. I don't care about any of that, Denny said. I should have been here. She came early. You can't know what's going to happen before it happens. Yes, I can, Denny said. If I'm any good, I can. Anyway, Mike said, lifting his beer bottle. To Zoe. To Zoe, Denny echoed. To Zoe, I said to myself, whom I will always protect. So we're up to chapter 7. So whenever you guys want me to, I'll finish. I'll keep reading. It is a good book. If anybody's interested in it, it's called The Art of Racing in the Rain. I love just knowing that these people think they can go around and stalk my kid and think they're doing the right thing. Think I'm supposed to be all okay with it. Think I'm supposed to apologize to them for stalking me and my family. I never said you were lying and your mother was alive and well, Teach TV. Never said that. I kind of mashed together. I started saying about something about you, and then it switched to Mosaic. It had nothing to do with you. Currently, I am not a fool. So when you say, currently says, don't let this fool bother you or bring you down. You are pretty brave sharing your mother's info. SG won't share hers. Well, I sat there on chemo and shared that. I don't know how that is not sharing. What more info is it you would like? A death certificate of mine? You want me to? What are you looking for, prudently? She's a coward with a big trap. Don't share nothing else about your precious mother. You know that people love you. I think that's what bothered SG most, the love you get. I've been doing this for 3 years, Prudently says. It's a mental illness. Um, I think that it's not a mental illness unless she's talking about themselves, man. I'm not saying anything about the woman with the little girl who's sick, okay? I never said nobody else never had cancer. I never told her to put up proof about her mother. God spared her life. Can't change her heart. Not everyone is afforded the opportunity for a deathbed confession. The time to repent is now and every day. I never said she had to prove it. They're talking about this is Tish TV, 78 comments, and saying I told her to prove her mother died. I did not say prove her mother died. But apparently, it makes Cindy Infinity question the legitimacy of my illness at this point. So apparently, I faked cancer, I faked chemotherapy, I faked a hospital. How can anybody question the legitimacy of that? I mean, I just don't even get it. Never told her she had to show proof. Hi, Trump's next wife. I mean, seriously. The constant fucking harassment. And that is what they do. They just constantly fucking harass people. And I'm sorry, that is what they do. It is. I constantly think they just get to get away with it all too. And I've just, I'm just looking for something. I know. It's just so annoying though. Truly. Let's see if I can find it. Butter coffee. Never heard of butter coffee. Butter and coffee? Hi, Frankie. Disclaimer, I do not own all the audio contained within this video, but I am using it within the Fair Use Act guidelines. It's buffering. It's annoying when it's buffering. God, it takes forever.
And yeah, they were pretty hardcore. However, I've heard Survivor Girl.
I'm pretty good. How are you?
A cunt. I started to spell it out, but no, I'm gonna go ahead.
You did. Could be because of the weather that it's buffering a lot.
Just say it. She called me a cunt like at least 2 to 3 times
Yeah, could be the weather.
the other day in one of her videos, or was it a stream? Either way, same fucking thing to me. You know, I haven't made a video back at her like, ah, blah, 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 and then, just trying to throw stones back. I've been trying to half-ass keep the fucking peace. Because the shit gets fucking old. That's why. Not that I want to be her friend, not that I don't want to be her. Friend, not that I want to be Tiffany's or whoever. I'm just saying. Uh,
It's pissing me off. It keeps fucking buffering like this.
I'm trying to stay the fuck away from it, but when your name keeps.
It's getting on my nerves because I won't fucking. Oh well, we'll stick that one in. 36. All right. Nobody's swinging out this guy's Johnson. I mean, seriously, like nobody swings after Johnson, buddy. Nobody wants to. It's gross that he keeps talking sexual like that too. She was like, dude, stop fucking talking sexual, man, all the time. Like, fuck. Nobody's swinging on your Johnson. Nobody wants to. I mean, fucking just stop. Like, cut the shit with this fucking nastiness, acting like people are hoe bags.
I woke up this morning and for no apparent reason, I'm like, why is my doggone Johnson's so wet? They blowing on them, man. From dusk to dawn. They can't stop talking about my black ass.
Gross.
What up, though? What it do?
It has nothing to do with your color, buddy. Nothing to do with your color. Has nothing to do with color.
Nitty, these cities, straight gritty, no pity. You already know how we get it. I woke up this morning and I got myself a
It's a beer.
Yeah, what up, though? What it do?
Sounds like he is opening a beer.
I woke up this morning and they talking about Nitty. First thing on their mind is Nitty.
Actually, it wasn't.
All the hatred, all the nastiness, all the foul things to say to a man. It's do if I care. It's do if I care.
Sounds like you do. I mean, look. It is.
It's a billion people in the world. Why do people think somebody give a damn about what's going on, man? Real talk. Oh, we're finna get off today. There's something pop. Come on, my Obama phone. My Obama phone ain't working right, man. My track phone.
So there we at least know we're supporting him.
No races on people, dog. It don't make no difference to me. I came in this community and
we're not racist, buddy. Stop calling people racist, okay? We're not racist. We are not racist. Stop using the race card, buddy. We're not racist. Now, race card.
They was hating on me, dog. I don't find myself liking everybody in this community.
Then stop fucking talking smack, man. Just because you don't like everybody doesn't mean you have to talk smack all the time. It just doesn't mean you have to. He is nasty, male chauvinist, pig.
And kick it with me without judging me every minute of the day. I'm not judging them, man. I'm not judging them. And what people
Calling everybody racist is judging.
People think they know what they
It's gotta be because of the rain.
trying to show or what they trying to say. I still got more than their ass. I still got more than their ass, dog. So I don't even know why somebody trying to even say something. And I already told everybody, man, the popos, man, if they had anything on me, they would have did their job then. They would have did their job, and I would have sued they butt. All right, I would have sued they butt. So man, going on with all that old cowardly talk.
Why would you sue them if they had something on you and arrested you? You'd sue them? That doesn't even make sense. Like, that's ridiculous. And Jellybean, no, people aren't a bunch of old hags.
You ain't been in the service. You ain't motherfucking served not nothing. I done served 4 years. I done been around this world twice. All right, I've been around this world twice. You can't take shit from me, dog. I got 10 kids plus. I might even have some.
10 kids plus, and he might have some more. And he might have some more. Where do you get off thinking that you get to keep having kids and we get to keep fucking supporting them for you?
Because every time I get with a female, you know she's gonna be at least 10 years or 20 years younger than me, man. I don't mess
So you don't know how to use a condom?
with no old ass hags.
You're an old
I
ass
mess with
hag.
young females, dog. So you know she's gonna be younger than me, and you know they be all up into nitty. So she might just want a little nitty. You
No,
understand?
she doesn't. She doesn't. They don't.
Stop hating on a real man. Worry about
You're
your
not a real man, though.
own motherfucking stank ass. You know what I'm saying? Worry about your own stank ass.
Who the
I ain't
fuck
never
are you calling a stank ass?
woke up before I don't wash my ass, before I don't wipe my butt, before I don't got the boogers out my ass, before I don't brush my teeth, start talking about somebody else. Unless you in love with them, right? Just start and have somebody else on my mind before I even do a damn thing with my own before I even do a damn thing with my own black behind. Unless they got a crush on your ass.
Well, then you must have a crush.
Unless they got a crush on you. These women is infatuated with me. These women are infatuated with me, man. These women think that they can change one black man and it's gonna mean any damn thing. It don't mean a damn thing. Do you know how many brothers are just like me? Do you know how many brothers are just like me?
That's an
That's
insult.
why they won't bring their butt to the hood. Bring your butt to the hood. If you think that you all that and you can speak any way you want to people that you feel like you got more than and we got less, bring your butt to the hood and let me see how.
Man, stop lying, man. In chosen community, nobody is so straight up on his dick. Nobody wants his dick.
Let me see how it turned out for your foolish ass, dog. I woke up this morning and my balls was wet.
Ugh.
I woke up this morning
He's so gross.
and my Johnsons was wet, man, because they was blowing on them.
Ugh.
On them, dog. SG and her people was blowing on my niggy nuts.
Why does he get to say that? Why does he get to say that?
Dog, go check out her video. Blowing on my nuts, man, so damn hard.
Ugh.
Even sloppy second shaking Shady woke up, motherfucking licking my doggone stank butt.
Ugh. Ugh. He's so gross.
Even sloppy second Shady came out with her doggone jacked up face.
Come on.
What, baby? I'm gonna give you some right now.
Talking like that in front of his kids. Talking like that in front of his kids.
Let's go. Come on, ladies. Come on, ladies. All I know. No wonder everybody trying to rejects. They ain't no different, man. They ain't nobody special. Yup. You know what, CWC? I appreciate you standing up for me. I really do. But you ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do it. You ain't got to do that with these cowards, with these racist, hateful people. I've been dealing.
Nobody's racist. Nobody's a coward.
With this since I came into this community. It's the same T-boy rejects, all right?
No, that's just what you are.
It's the same T-boy rejects. They ain't no different, man. They ain't nobody special, dog. They some racist, hateful people. They cowards.
Nobody's racist. Nobody's a coward.
Behind the screen. I'm not gonna let nobody talk about me and my kids, or me, or my parenting. You know what I'm saying? I can give a fuck less about the popos, dog. And I told y'all, man, if anybody got anything on me, pull the fuck up.
No.
Pull the fuck up so I can drag your ass and shut you. Man, please stop playing with a real one, dog. Stop playing with a real one.
A real one, what? Real piece of shit.
No wonder everybody trying to bear arms and protect themselves and their family, because you got ignorant people like this on YouTube that wakes up.
Bear arms? You're bearing arms?
Threatening other people, and then sit up here acting like they ain't talking about you for 6 to 8 hours a day, dog. They act like they ain't talking about you for 6 to 8 hours a day when they've been blowing on your nuts the whole damn time. They've been blowing on my nuts the whole damn time.
You're talking like that in front of little kids? You're sick. You're gross, man.
For 6 to 8 hours, dog. Now, if that ain't weak, I don't know what is, man. That's weak. That's weak. That's immature. That's too damn small-minded for me, man. Because if you got a problem with me, pull the fuck up.
Put your address out then.
You ain't got to keep on acting like you somebody tough. You ain't got to keep on acting like you somebody tough when you can't even beat cancer, bitch. You can't even beat cancer. So how the fuck you gonna fuck with a motherfucker like myself?
Come on then.
You can't
Cancer or not, come on.
fuck with me. But I see that's why everybody bearing arms, right? We got a gun store down the way. I'm gonna have one of my peoples go buy me one of these bitches, man. Yeah, I'm gonna take a trip down this motherfucker and go get me some armor, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Because this is foolishness. You gonna think you gonna wake up and threaten me and my family, and you think you gonna be motherfucking good if you pull the fuck up around me? You think you gonna be motherfucking really good if you pull up around me? Man, I'll show you more than a thing or two. I would drag your ass in these streets. Do you hear me? I would drag your ass in these streets, dog. You playing with a real one. Don't motherfucker count me out. You know what I'm saying? Don't think I'm weak. Don't think you can break me down. Don't think a few words can hurt me. Don't think the popos can threaten me and get away with it. I got family that's popos too, dog. I don't even like that.
I got family that's popo too. Don't even think you can threaten me. I'll be dragging your ass out in the street.
Yes. So who gives a fuck?
Don't be threatening people with guns, buddy.
Man, please. I done had more jobs than them. My family apparently well off than them. All right? I mean, I don't even know who the hell y'all think people is, what black people is. You think you're just going to...
Let me clear your throat, Frankie. What's good? What's that mean, Brooklyn, bitch?
Pick on one black man and think that shit good. It was a whole building of black people and white people up in the Campbell building, dog. All right? It was a whole building, 4 floors of people in that building, dog. I'm not the only one. If you think you that damn tough, come talk that shit while you walking down Southwest and tell all the black people they ain't shit. Tell everybody that you hate.
Nobody said anything about black people, you fucking idiot.
That you don't like, that they ain't shit. And I bet your ass get dragged. And you wish you ain't never came to that bitch.
Shut up, you dumb motherfucker.
Stop playing with yourself, man. It's sad. It's sad in 2023. We still dealing with racism.
Oh my God, you fucking pathetic piece of shit.
A cult mentality, slow ass hoes over here talking about they could be radio, over here talking about they could be a radio jock. Did that bitch say she could be like Stern? She said she could be like how?
Anybody can be whatever they want. Is that a problem for you, buddy?
Stern. What the fuck? Did that bitch say she could be another Howard Stern? Bitch, you couldn't even hold his jock strap. You fucking.
I wouldn't. I don't like Howard Stern.
Dummy. You couldn't even hold Howard Stern's jock strap. How the fuck you gonna be a Howard Stern, bitch? He wouldn't even let you be a flunky for him, trick. The fuck? This bitch said she could be another Howard Stern. And you telling me I
Guy's fucking a scammer, man.
got mental issues. And you telling me I got mental issues.
You do, man. Listen to yourself. God, laughing like that? You sound like a fucking nut, man.
Hey, they know what I mean. They know what I mean, CWC. I ain't playing.
She's been going after Mosaic Mom as well. Yeah, I'm a liar. I'm a hater. Shut up, man.
I ain't playing. Serious business. Let one of these fools come up on me and my kids, and I'm gonna show them how you light up a motherfucker. Flat out, dog. Let one of these fools pull up on me and my kids, and I'm gonna show them how we get down in the deep. I'm gonna light they shit up.
Oh, big man, big man.
Flat the fuck out, dog. Crazy as hell.
He should be locked up, man, in an asylum.
Oh man, I appreciate you, CWC. You so sweet. You really are. You really are a beautiful young tender. You are, man.
Ugh, young tender. Ugh. The way he puts it. So
You're a beautiful young tender, man. I would never disrespect you. I would never take you for granted. And I appreciate everything that everybody ever done for these kids and me, man. And as well as what you
do it for yourself.
done, CWC. You know, real talk. And CWC know where I stay, but yet she ain't gave out my information, man. She ain't gave out my information.
But you want us to pull up on you.
Nor have Frank gave out my information. You understand the difference between real people and these fake ass wannabe rejects?
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Of T-Boy, man. T-Boy didn't even want their ass. T-Boy didn't even want their ass. That's why they had to click up. That's why they had to click up and think that they bad to hide behind a screen on YouTube, but they don't never want to approach nobody. Bitch thinks she Howard Stearns, man. And you telling me that bitch got some good sense. You telling me that bitch ain't got dementia? You telling me she ain't losing?
No, I don't have dementia, do you?
Her motherfucking senile mind.
You're older than me.
She said she could be another Howard Stern. This shit is a joke. Oh man, this shit is a joke. I'm serious, dog. I ain't never heard something so foolish, so ignorant, so fucking dumb as hell, dog. When somebody sit up here and say they could be a superstar that done went to school, done put in the hours, done sacrificed their life to gain what they got in today's time. She said she could be a Howard Stern, dog. Bitch, you could never be on Howard Stern. They won't even have you cleaning up Howard Stern.
He needs to be, I don't know, 50 or 50.
Hey, there's pictures around your ass. It's pictures of you floating around, man, giving out head.
All this around little kids.
I be getting some head. I be giving some head. This bitch can't even give a good blowjob. I ain't lying, dog. This bitch can't even give
Saying all this in front of little kids.
Oh, a good blowjob. We got proof. Sloppy second shaky shady showed that shit, dog. And they still best buddies.
What a sicko.
And y'all telling me these bitches ain't a joke? This bitch need to plug her ass back up on that damn chemo. Oh, clip lip, musty bitch. You know what I'm saying? Around here wearing that wig. And ain't got nothing, ain't got no damn type of woman trace at all, man. This
It
bitch
is
ain't got
disgusting, isn't he, gross?
no woman trace at all. Got a flat chest, flat ass, no hips. You know what I'm saying? And a jacked up face that look harder than a man.
Are you comparing it to you?
So how the fuck you over here talking about anybody, you fucking trick? They gonna make me put on my real gear. Shave. They gonna make me shave. Go put on my real gear and go get one of these doggone snow bunnies out here
Possible essay.
and motherfucker impregnate their ass, and then I'm gonna show her
Oh. Possible essay.
off as well. Come here, baby. Let me show you to these old hags. Let me show you to these old hags. These old hens that
Wow,
can't
he
even
lives in senior housing.
come up and find a man. Can't even find a man.
Now they were looking in your
That's why they got all
direction.
that damn time on their hands. I got all this time on my hands. My coochie is so dry.
All this in front of his kids.
All this time on my hands. My coochie's so dry. I think I'm gonna give Nitty a try.
Ugh. Ugh. Only if you want zitties.
I said my coochie's so dry. I think I'm gonna give Nitty a try.
Ugh.
Let me wake up.
Isn't he gross? He shouldn't be around kids. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry. I mean, if anybody disagrees, fine, but ugh.
And get them pissed. I'm gonna blow on this Johnson's until my lips get dry as a bitch. I said I'm gonna blow on his Johnson's until my lips get dry as a bitch.
Ugh. He should not be around people. He just shouldn't. Ugh.
Oh man.
Ugh.
Woo.
He's grotesque.
These cats are cowards. They cowards. They so small-minded. They so immature. They are so locked up on
Put your address up.
my doggone niggy nuts that it's really just making me want to bust. I ain't even got to go trick out here. They gave me some free tricking this morning. I ain't even got to go trick out here, dog. They done gave me some free tricking out
Is he a male prostitute?
here this morning, man. They was on my nuts that tough. All they was doing was talking about, I hate Nitty. I hate that nigga. He got 35 diapers in a corner, man. I hate that nigga. Why they let him keep them kids? I hate that nigga. Them bitches stayed on my nuts.
He's losing his mind.
And you think I wasn't gonna bust? You think I wasn't gonna bust and they stayed on my nuts so tough, every last one of them took a turn. My turn. Let me say
Yeah, chosen one community. He's the only black man we've ever encountered. Sure thing.
something hateful to his ass. Yo mama. I wish you was never born, Nitty. Them kids deserve better. Oh man, them bitches was on my nuts so tough, man. I ain't lying. I done got me a free damn nut. I don't bust for free. I ain't even got a trick no more, dog. All I gotta do is wake up and hit one of their channels, and they talking about Nitty. I hate that nigga. Oh, Lord have mercy. I love y'all though. I love y'all. All right. I love y'all. I gotta go, man. I gotta wash my. I gotta wash my kids up, and they finna get a bath, and then we finna get outside, man. After a little bit. I see they got a few things going on out here, and I want to get my kids. I want to get my kids out here to enjoy this fresh air, man. But other than that, man, thank you, CWC. Thank you, Jelly Bean. Thank everybody that helped me down over there, man. Real talk, man. I got nothing but love for y'all. Real talk, Jelly Bean. Real talk, CWC. And everybody.
This is my favorite part. Leave me out of your bullshit. I would appreciate it. No exclamation point. I would not go back because they actually come for me. They send police. They send CPS. They file PPO orders. That's something I didn't know.
What's wrong with you, Mosaic? You fucking weirdo.
It says, you, meaning me, are the only one, in all caps, who knew I had a TikTok! Exclamation point. You opened your big mouth to
Listen to yourself, Mosaic, man.
CWC, right? Question mark. Because for some reason, who cares what she has done to me and my family, right? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Why are you getting off on this so much, Mosaic?
Who cares that these people have torn me apart because they're nice to you! Exclamation point. Get this energy behind it. There's a lot of exclamation points. And TH, newsflash, they are not nice to me, okay? They're not
Sure seems like it.
not nice to me at all, okay? Not nice. Terrible things have been done to me, terrible.
Like what?
I never did a goddamn thing to you! Exclamation point. All I did was not see your message! Exclamation point, exclamation point.
Getting off on this fully?
We'll talk about that in a second. And just because I didn't hand you what you wanted in a timely fashion, you accused me of being a liar. Period. Which is fine, LOL! Exclamation point. I have nothing, in all caps, to prove, and don't
She's talking about TH.
need to. I deleted my YouTube, and you, like you, I won't go back. I would not go back. I think what she's trying to say here is, I have nothing to prove and don't need to. I deleted my YouTube, and unlike you, I won't go back. I would not go back because they actually come for me. They send police. They send CPS. They file PPO orders. That's something I didn't know. You have no fucking clue what I have been dealing with. That's true. I don't. I really don't. Yikes. CWC had admitted to repeatedly calling CPS. Sunshine has threatened to sue me and file a PPO on me. I'm waiting to see if she actually does it. You see, these bitches.
What's your problem with this, Mosaic? What's your point here?
Are the ones who come after me, in all caps, not the other way around. No punctuation. Point is that the fact of the matter of if you believe me or not is not, in all caps, important. My life is my business, and what I do in it is my business. What I share and don't share is up to me! Exclamation point. Period.
Why is she yelling?
exclamation point. But I do not deserve to be constantly harassed and followed.
You look like a fucking idiot right now, Mosaic, man. What's wrong with you, man?
Every platform I go, because you people love drama.
You just said you did before.
Exclamation point, exclamation point. This is my favorite part. Leave me out of your bullshit. I would appreciate it. No, exclamation point. All right, I got a problem with a lot of that. All right, where should I start? Number one. You are the only one who knew I had a TikTok. Buzzer. You're wrong. Lots of people knew you had a TikTok. In fact, I'm not the one who found it. Okay, somebody found it and sent it to me, and I never would have said a fucking thing. Period. So this is the only reason I'm saying something, is because this text is some bullshit.
It was a private text?
All right, next point. CWC called on you. She admits that. And anybody who calls CPS on a person just because they don't like them, or, you know, they just maybe even disagree with their parenting style or whatever, that's not right, okay? You're a POS if you do that, for sure. However, I know that CWC had some genuine concerns about those kids, and she's expressed that to me. And I think
But not about
she
nitties.
was very sincere. And also, Tiffany, the claim that you made later that like 10 CPS people came, you also said that your child told the teacher, the librarian, or somebody that your husband beats him. And as a former educator, I have to inform you that we are mandated reporters, which means when we hear kids say something like that, we have to report it to CPS. I've had to make those reports, even when I thought the kid was probably not being honest. It doesn't matter. We have to make the report, period. End of story. So maybe it had nothing to do with you two, just a thought. And the other stuff she's talking about, when I experienced a bunch of harassment, she had told me, I'm going to make a police report, they're harassing me. And I said, well, maybe I should document this harassment I'm going through too. And if you give me your number, I will.
But you don't give a fuck that you sit there and you fucking support people who fucking are just pure harassing motherfuckers. What is it you're not getting, Mosaic? That you're fucking a part of the problem.
Tag that on my report too. And what did she do? She just avoided me. I asked her several times, and it's in the safe. My husband has it. I don't have it. Blah blah blah. And I said, whatever. I don't need it. I'm not even worried about that anymore. And I just let it go. I'm really busy, in case you didn't notice. But she kept saying like, I'll meet you there. And I'm like, you don't need to do all that. I don't need to meet you.
Hi, Tanger.
And it didn't make sense, because why would you need to meet me there if you already went there? And also some of the things that TH, like, but she, when I said, listen, you're lying, I know you didn't make a report. What you're saying doesn't make sense. It's because I didn't give it to you in time. And then I saw her on somebody else's live, like going off about it that, oh, well, they wouldn't release it because it involves minor children. That's not true. Okay, sweetheart. The incident report, the police report you filed, doesn't matter. I'm not asking for what they found in the investigation. I'm asking for the incident number, and that they would release. It's protected under or whatever. And maybe you didn't get it. I don't know. But then you were borrowing money from your buddy here on YouTube, and then they weren't giving it to you, so you didn't have it. And it was just a big financial mess, I guess, which doesn't necessarily correlate with what you tell people about.
She's just a bitch, man.
Michael's has BOGO deals for Mother's Day. Paint her a picture on canvas.
Just a bitch.
Frame her favorite memory. And save 50% on summer floral. Plus, save $10 when you spend $40 or more. Now through May 13th.
Hey, it's me, your skin. Mineral sun protection feels good for me, but may not look as good.
Sitting there thinking she's gonna just fucking sit there and constantly fucking harass people.
Or want to hurt other people or expose them for whatever embarrassing things that have happened in their life, make them feel ashamed. So you're constantly living in these negative emotions and evoking them within yourself. And I just want you to know that there have been studies done on chronic anger. And chronic anger, and I have a couple of them here, and I will pin them or I'll put them in the description. These are scientific studies, double-blind types of studies that were done and paid for by the National Institute of Health, I believe, both of them. But chronic anger lowers our ability to fight infections.
See? So you think, bitch, you get to partake in a bunch of people making other people angry, then sit there and act like you're not quite aware that the fact is you're trying to lower people's immunity through stress and anger so they get sick. That's what you're doing. You're exposing yourself. It's basically saying you are well aware. You're well aware that you're trying to make people angry. Your friends are. The shit people say about other people's kids, all this bullshit. You're going to sit there, clearly admit that you're doing your studies to see how much of a how much anger do you need to put on people in order to make them sick. Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're doing here? Is that what you're trying to do here? You sick fucking bitch.
lowers our immunity. And when we lower our immunity, we are opening the door for not just infections, but the big C. So,
See? You fucking bitch. You're the big C.
sorry guys, but when we talk about the groupthink, we have all these people coming in and just it's an echo chamber. And when you have this low vibrational energy, what it does is it just amplifies it. It makes it more energetic. It makes it bigger. But to understand that, you have to look at what a wave is. This is
You're a fucking wave.
you don't necessarily know how he feels about all that. It just feels
You don't get to sit there and fucking lecture someone about their kid and pretend you don't know all the shit others were saying about somebody's kid. You fucking bitch.
being gaslit like incredibly hard. And do they fight back? Do they just ignore it? Like, what do we do here? And that's exactly what's happening. That's what like I said, I tried to highlight that in that video, that you basically, they construct that. How can we flatten out those waves? By having an opposing higher energy. And that's what's called when you get all of that and they're like, oh yeah, and my favorite is when they're like, those people are sick. Those people are sick.
You are sick.
I am like, I know no BS puts the tinfoil hat on me, but put it on because
You are sick.
is this the government like conducting a psyop? Are they gaslighting the fuck out of all of us, that group of people?
No, you fucking lowlife.
And the government's just like, I wonder how people react to being gaslit like incredibly hard. And do they fight back? Do they just ignore it? Like, what do we do here? And that's exactly what's happening. That's what like I said, I tried to highlight that in that video, that you basically, they are the worst bullies. And then they're always like,
No, we're not.
oh, Mosaic Mama is not right. She is such a bitch. Oh, Mosaic Mama said she is so sick
Who the fuck are you? Who are you trying to fucking mimic?
made fun of me. She called me a nut. Meanwhile, you're literally throwing out your son's mental health
You motherfucking bitch. Where do you fucking get off, you fucking bitch?
issues. And while he's in the car with you and talking about a troll called David's Bra, which, if, like, for instance, let me give you kind of an analogy.
So you don't have a problem with the troll called David's Bra, you fucking bitch. Are you it? Are you the troll called David's Bra? Because you don't seem to have a problem with it.
Down and make it simple. If I was driving in the car with my mom and she's like, oh, you know, she was hooked on drugs for a long time and she lost her arm. And some troll came in and was like, Kate's cut off arm. Yeah, can you believe that?
Who the fuck are you? You're a fucking bitch.
How would that make me feel? It's like reiterating the trauma of me in this instance, or in your instance of your son. And you don't necessarily know how he feels about all that. It just feels gross and exploitative.
Not the David's Bra, though.
I'm telling you this so you don't do it to him.
You
Like,
fucking bitch. How dare you think you're gonna pretend that the behavior of people is okay by you?
Just blown away at how people are treating each other. And I agree with Mary. Something has to happen.
You agree with Mary. You douchebag.
This needs to stop. And there is a petition out there to get So Vile Girl off of YouTube, and it has a lot of signatures. I've never mentioned that petition before now.
This bitch, man.
I will be signing that petition, and I think that we all should unite in goodness to try and stop this evil, for sure. And not just
You ain't doing yourself any fucking favors. You are not doing yourself any favors.
just for the sake of the people she's hurting, okay? Not for just the sake of the people that So Vile and No BS and Chicken Winner
Who the fuck are you calling names?
and all these people. They're just loony. They're losers. And when I say losers, I'm not saying it like you're a loser, but they are losers. What have they lost? A loser is one who has lost.
It's this woman, man. She is.
Something. They've lost friends. They've alienated so many people. They've lost credibility.
No, it was David's Bra.
They've lost compassion. They've lost humanity. They are the losers.
No, you have, and you are. The people you have modded.
But we need to get this group of people to stop. And Chicken Winner has threatened me. She has incited violence against my family.
Nitty has. A lot of people have done that shit to people.
By telling people to get guns to protect against James and I. Yet she talks to people who, because she said, oh, it was so wrong that we went to that rehab where she told the whole world she was at. But yet she, rubs elbows with people who actually stalk Maddie. Like, make it make sense.
Who does she rub elbows with that actually stalk you? I know he is nauseating, isn't he? Not for this dumb bitch, though. She likes him.
It just blows me away. And she just continues to make these baseless allegations against me, and it's libel. But she is such a chicken shit, literally.
Yeah, get used to libel, because that's what you do.
Come out and show her face, or say her name, or anything. Like, I can't respect it. No BS is even worse. They're hiding behind a stick figure.
What about chosen one community? What about, come on now. I mean, you need to check yourself.
And why? Like, what have I done? They're in the same echo chamber of So Vile Girl, where they just tear people apart with no literal evidence of wrongdoing or anything like that. It's just I don't get it. I would never behave like that, so I don't understand it. But it's wrong. And for YouTube to be paying her to do this, or for her to be collecting Social Security that actually disabled people like myself are paying into.
How?
While she sits here and just commits these assaultive types
You
of
need to check yourself, Mosaic.
verbal assaults on people is just crazy to me. Like, this is just, it's not right. And all I can say is, in this, I'm just going to say it. Like, I report abusive content. Now, I can't tell anybody else what to do, but I'm just saying.
So there's doing it still, huh? Wow. So there's every fucking channel breaks terms of service and sits there telling people to continue to bully and harass and cyberstalk a woman who has been gone through this since October 8th, 2020. Keep it up, because apparently some people don't get to use YouTube like everybody else, right? No?
I report abusive content, and I hope that other people do the same to keep this community of social media, not just in this community, but to keep the platform
No, you need to check yourself. You ain't getting away with what you do.
safe, because YouTube does not enforce their community guidelines. We all know that, unless there is a big, huge, huge type of incident. It seems they just really ignore things unless it's possibly like I've seen things be removed for nudity or whatever, but they really don't care about anybody being bullied. Even people in protected classes like myself, they don't
How about myself?
care. And I don't know, nothing changes unless people decide to rise up and take a stand. And so I hope that that's what happens. I really do, because this is just, it's vile. It's unfounded. It's just, and it's really,
It's unfounded. That's libel, skank, because it isn't unfounded.
of the day, I think I think you're an alcoholic. I can't make that call. You technically
Wow. Wow, Mosaic.
have to make that call. But if I were sitting on the internet all night just ragging on people and screaming, and you get to the point where you're just not making sense at times, and you say things that are just so out of pocket.
Like what? Hi, Tiffany. I don't know which Tiffany that is.
It's cringe.
You're
You literally
cringe.
have probably 70 people watching you and like maybe 4 or 5 interacting with you. What does that tell you? People are watching because they are watching the meltdown. They're waiting for it.
Wow. Who are you speaking to like this, lady? No, seriously. Who do you think you are addressing like this?
And I've heard you say, like, when that you got voted with another person whose name we shall not mention as being like the attorneys, you were like, oh, well, see, they think we're really doing good. Like, I really think these people are misguided and believe
Who do you think you're trying to deter?
that they're like
Yeah, in her video on her channel, Tiffany.
some, superhero crusaders on YouTube fighting these horrendous injustices. But the truth is that they are committing the injustices.
No, that isn't the truth.
If you had family, like, or friends that really cared, they would get
You need to fucking check yourself, lady.
you off the internet. They would. Like,
No,
this
you need
is
to get off the internet. So does Bobbles.
the case where I don't know what has to happen to make it stop, but it's gone way too far with these people.
No, you don't get to fucking make that call, lady.
With the doxing and the harassment offline.
We don't do that. We don't do that, lady. So don't even think you're going to try to pretend that that's the way it is, because it isn't.
These people are just plain obsessed and crazy. Like Chicken Winter is completely obsessed, making 3 to 4 videos an hour, looking up. I'm a stranger who lives multiple states away from you, and you're looking up my mom's death certificate. If I get her death notice, you've admitted that you stalked me. Like, that's a crime. And I will contact the proper authorities if it continues. Because it's a safety issue. You know, these people are unhinged. So if you are a victim of it, please make sure you make the appropriate documentation. And I will never for the life of me understand the people.
Actually, Jessica, that would be Nitty. You're asking the wrong person. That's Nitty who does that. Jessica, bitch.
Who sit on the fence and have been abused by these people and then go back and are like, are we friends now? I can't understand the psychology of that. And those people are just as sick. So pray for them, because I think that they really have some need for acceptance.
Nah, don't pray to your Lucifer. That's who you fucking pray to, probably.
It is so deep that they allow people who have abused them or may continue to do that to continue with that. So anyways, guys, that was my very, very short lesson in physics and waves. And just looking at this chart.
You need to get yourself some fucking lessons, baby.
Again, of the vibrational energies. Are you living in the part where it's like abuse or victim, or are you ascending? That's the question. Are you ascending? Or are you living as a victim or an abuser? And none of us are perfect.
So now you're going to call the abusers, right, the victims. So you see what you're trying to say there? You're trying to victim blame people that are defending themselves. That's what you're trying to do, bitch. You don't get it both ways, bitch.
I am the farthest thing from perfect that anybody could ever
We know.
ask for. I am in recovery. My life fell apart before. I've been very open about that.
You don't get to try to make other people's lives fall apart.
Shared that with other people and been vulnerable.
Oh, but nobody else can share anything, right? Without being fucking abused. Fuck you.
Maybe if people see that you can have something as tragic as what happened to me, I literally thought for a certain point in my life that I didn't want to continue living. I didn't think I was lovable. I felt like I'd be isolated and alone.
But you want to try to isolate and make other people alone.
Maybe that's part of why these people lash out like this, that they are isolated and they are alone. That community post that
maybe you're just a fucking bitch.
Yes, made. I felt really bad that they experienced something like that. I am an empath, and I hate that.
No, you're not.
Sometimes that
you are not an empath.
Somebody can be so abusive, and I still feel bad for them. I feel like I want to comfort them for something that they've gone through.
Shut up, you liar.
Now I have boundaries now. I've wised up. I don't allow people to abuse me when they just because I need their acceptance. That's not true.
You're a liar.
I went through that phase.
You're a liar.
But I don't do that anymore. However, I can still offer them compassionate vibes. But that makes me wonder, were they put into a position in their life where they felt completely like a victim and powerless?
Oh my God, you're
an idiot. And is this lashing out at people and going at them kind of their way of exercising their own power and going back?
You are an idiot.
People, because you do have some power. You know that nobody can stop you from saying what you want to say or doing what you want to do. And I guess the question you have to ask yourself is it healthy? Is it healthy for you?
Is it healthy for you?
Is it healthy for you to be living in that anger and associating with these people?
Is it healthy for you? Every day you're making videos.
So sick. It's like Vladimir Lenin said, show me your friends and I will show you who you are.
And your friends are Nitty, Chosen One Community, Mary, What's Limp.
So I'm just going to end it with that, guys. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be mean.
You're not. You're being pathetic.
And if people could behave with some etiquette and some kindness.
Try some.
Imagine how good it could be if people were lifting each other up.
You should try it.
You have to be so wary of people.
You should try it sometime, loser.
Who have the schadenfreude for you. Like when you experience something bad and they feel like the Simpsons character, right? Schadenfreude.
That's you.
What about when people do good? Do you feel genuinely happy for them, or are you envious? Are you jealous? And people have said to me they're jealous of you. And I'm like,
No, I'm not. Nobody is. And yes, we were very encouraging to you. So try again. You're just lying. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a fucking liar.
Jealous of me? Like, I lost an arm. I've lost everything before this. I would never wish for anybody to go through something like that. And then they sit there and like degrade me because that happened and say, well, I'm not stupid enough to lose a
Yeah, right. She was lifting me up, trying to call me a drunk, calling me so vile, girl, calling it that nut.
limb, or you didn't lose a limb that way, or you're taking your dog's pain meds, or whatever it might be, right? And I just have to say, and this is it for me, I'll end this video. You guys laughing at my disability, I don't even care. I do not care.
Nobody's laughing at your disability.
And here's why. If somebody offered me my arm back today and said, you can go back to that day and you can escape that overdose, would I do it?
Well, I'll offer you everything that you say is unfounded, but you got to take the cancer too.
I'd get back my ability to play the piano. I'd probably be able to teach better, or do whatever I wanted to do if I wanted to go back to that, which I really don't. But I'd be able to.
Oh, shut up. No one laughs at her disability. She's just fucking ungrateful that she lived. In my opinion, she's ungrateful that she lived. And she tries to make everybody else feel. So I'll be back probably later. I appreciate you guys hanging with me. Encouragement goes a long way, a long way. So keeping on. 37 tacos. Thank you for being here.